It is freezing cold in Utah. It's the 7th of November. But I want to talk about a company called Media Molecule and their newest project called Dreams. Diehard fans have been waiting for this game for a very long time, and not a lot of people know about it. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, you should know about Media Molecule. They made the Little Big Planet series, which spawned a ton of future game designers, just because of tools they gave people to make their own user-generated content, aka levels, that other people in the community can play. Now, around 4 years ago, February 20th, 2013, there was the PS4 PlayStation meeting, basically just debuting the PS4. Now, during that conference, at around halfway through, all of a sudden, Alex Evans, one of the lead programmers at Media Molecule, came on stage to show a new tech demo running off of the PS4. Now, this was a big surprise to Media Molecule fans, because up until now we have no clue what Media Molecule is doing, so we don't know what to expect when we see Alex Evans coming on stage. He proceeds to show us a demo of a sculpting tool that the company made for the PlayStation 4. He talks a lot about like using the PlayStation Move and how it's like the magic wand for creativity and sculpting. And then there's this big like rock concert, this big puppet rock concert that goes on. It was obvious that this is going to be Media Molecule's next project. People outside of the MM community were a little bit confused because there's these people on stage literally playing with dolls, like virtual dolls. But I mean, it was a great presentation and it gave us fans something to look forward to finally. The tech demo release, the whole community is super excited for Media Molecule's next project. It's only 2 years later, June 16th, 2015, that we finally get an actual trailer of what the game is going to be. And thus, it's revealed as Dreams. The teaser was like a big cinematic showcase of, I believe there's like a polar bear, a guy playing a piano, polar bear playing a piano. Just your regular like hype up, cute like cinematic to get people excited for your game. Now, the actual teaser trailer itself didn't have like a release date or anything for like a beta or the full game. However, in a behind the scenes look with Alex Evans and Mark Haley, I believe, they first of all show more like actual gameplay, just a bunch of short little clips, but at the very end they confirm that they wanted to get a playable beta out to the community 2016. So everyone's like, holy crap, we're gonna be able to play this game this year. Danny, Hyperdude, shout out to him because he in August 25th, 2015. So this is still before 2016 when the beta is expected to release. Danny makes Dreambubble, I believe it's the first Dreams related community site. This is when the community hype actually like started to grow, because now people had one place to just talk about this amazing game that Media Molecule is going to come out with sometime in the future, beta 2016. So things are looking great, and they only get better because Media Molecule announces that we're getting live streams of Dreams from developers, like I believe it was either once every 2 weeks or monthly. They stream this on Twitch, and the first one was Alex Evans pushing around a webcam on like a shopping cart or something and going around the studio introducing all the developers. This is the very first like in-depth look that fans get to see of Dreams. And they mostly show off a bunch of sculpting, why they selected PlayStation Move. You can still use the DualShock controller, I believe even without like the 6-axis support. but they answered a bunch of questions that the community had about the game, because really we didn't know anything that the teaser didn't show us. So after the first Dream stream, things were at an all-time high. We were getting a ton of live streams to dissect and look at the newly named Bubble Bath engine. That was actually a Dreambubble contest to name the engine, and the winner selected Bubble Bath, and it stuck. There was a bunch of competitions like that, a bunch of streams. At some point, Alex Evans confirms VR support in a tweet. Even Shu, one of the CEOs at PlayStation, witnessed the game with Media Molecule, and they even showed off a little bit of the story mode, where you play as this beetle and you shoot water. As the live streams go on through 2015, fans start to notice a pattern. All they were showing was either gameplay of things they already made, or they were sculpting and showing like rigged animations and stuff like that. Now, the sculpting and animations and the gameplay, all that was awesome, but it's getting further in the year, and we really want to see logic in the game, because only then can we see like what kind of games we can actually make using the Dreams engine. I remember watching streams, and it was mostly like a flood of either where's the music tools or where's the logic, show us the logic. So the hype is still pretty high, especially since they are still streaming monthly. But then all of a sudden, nothing. They just stopped streaming. August 18th was their last Dream stream up till this point. I believe it's the 7th of November 2017. So all these questions about logic and music creation, they're just shoved to the top of like every forum post. They did have 2 streams after the last actual Dream stream. One of them was the big Little Big Planet anniversary celebration. The other was like a VR showcase where they played Thumper and other VR games like that. And the community's just thinking, what happened to Dreams? Why aren't they streaming Dreams anymore? I don't remember ever getting a clear answer other than they're hunkering down and working on the game, which for fans is understandable, because we want a good product. We don't want it to be rushed out like one infamous Little Big Planet game. We want them to spend like as much time as they need to work on their project so it can actually be like the greatest thing for consumers. So the last Dream stream was August 18th. 4 months later, on the Media Molecule blog website, we get a delay announcement for Dreams. A lot of people saw this coming because they were hardly posting anything on Twitter, they weren't streaming, and 2016 was like nearing its end. A lot of us expected for Dreams to hit a delay. So they were still getting a bunch of support from their fans, but it was rough to hear that delay after waiting like 2 years, 1 year for the beta, and 2 years since the very first tech demo. In the delay announcement, they said they would release more information in the year of 2017. So the first few months of 2017 passes. I believe I'm finishing up my senior year of high school. I'm just praying to God that they have the beta out during the summer before I go to college. Well, you can see how that worked out. On the Dreambubble forum, back when Media Molecule was still streaming the game, there were a ton of posts about like what people would make, theories about how the mechanics would work, and even ideas like a tip jar for creators so people could actually get paid through making things in Dreams. But since Media Molecule stopped streaming and went on complete lockdown, posts turned into debating what possible time the beta could come out, debating whether the beta would come out at all, and debating whether Dreams was dead or not, and whose fault it was that the game isn't out yet. Thankfully for a lot of people, we're distracted by other games that are releasing. I know I was. Since the initial teaser trailer was revealed during Paris Games Week, later in the year, a lot of us were really hoping that they would be at Paris Games Week again, the event taking place between November 1st and 5th. Media Molecule is still completely quiet, so this is our best bet to hear more information about just the game, not even the beta. We just want to hear anything about the game and its development, because a lot of people think the game is actually dead. I have seen the Media Molecule Twitter use the word soon more than any other developer. So Paris Games Week hits. We're waiting for Alex Evans to storm on the stage and be like, Dreams is back, bitches. Unfortunately, we never get that. And the whole Media Molecule community is probably in like the lowest point they've ever been in. After Paris Games Week, there was like a big uproar of people like defending Dreams, going against Dreams, writing literal pages at each other. It was rough. A lot of us tried to keep a smile on our face, but keep in mind we've waited about 4 years since the tech demo now, and a lot of us still think the game is dead, and things aren't looking good. But when we thought all was lost, on the 6th, yesterday of November, Media Molecule tweeted this wonderful video saying that they're going to be at PSX and release more info about Dreams. This video is the first new footage of Dreams since the last Dream stream in August 18th, 2016. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm so relieved. Under their tweet alone, there's a ton of people who thought that the game was dead just exhilarated, and it's amazing to see. I haven't seen this since the last Dream stream. People being hyped for this game again. It's just so relieving, and I'm glad that Media Molecule finally said something, like finally reassured its loyal community members who've been waiting 4 years for this gosh darn game to come out already. We still have a month to wait until the re-revival of this amazing game. And I'm stoked. Now, here's the thing. With all this great information about Dreams, I do want to put a disclaimer out there for diehard fans of Dreams and people who want to create super ambitious levels or entire games using the engine. As much as I hate to say it, you gotta set your expectations, because Dreams is still a video game that hasn't come out yet. There is still room for disappointment, and if you go into the beta and you go into the release thinking there's endless bounds, that is simply not true. It's good to plan out what you want to make and be super ambitious and be super creative with your work. But don't expect Dreams to be more powerful than actual game engines like Unity or Unreal, because by definition, Dreams is still a game. So you kind of have to treat it that way. It's better to go in with lower expectations and be pleasantly surprised than to be disappointed because it doesn't meet your rooftop skyscraper expectations. So just keep that in mind going into this. I want to give a huge shout out to the community managers working at Media Molecule who have to deal with messages practically daily asking about their game they're not allowed to talk about. Huge props to Danny, Hyperdude, for making Dreambubble. I feel like without him, there wouldn't have been a community still alive to support the game. Thanks to the developers at Media Molecule for working on this game for such a long time. They've been working on this game longer than the development of The Witcher 3. Like, It's getting pretty. It's getting up there with like Duke Nukem. It's getting up there. It's not quite there yet, but we'll see. Make sure if you want any Dreams information, go to dreambubble.me. It's the forum I go to. I believe it's the most popular one. And also just simply follow Media Molecule on Twitter. Whenever they have new information about their game, that's usually where they post first, if not their blog. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cross your fingers for Dreams, and I'll see you guys at PSX.